Hello there, my name's Greg Ison. I'm with Ison's Nursery, and on this segment we're going to show you how to plant a bare root muscadine and do the initial pruning on how to train it up to the top of your wire. This here is a 2-year-old plant, so if you order online or call in, this is the type plant that we'll ship to you. If you notice, we've got a very fibrous root system and a good healthy top. My father used to always say, don't put a $10 plant in a 10-cent hole, so my best advice to anyone, whether you're planting a muscadine or a fruit tree, is dig a good hole. You'll be rewarded for every bit of work that you put into the hole by how well the plant's going to grow and perform for the life of the plant. So I dug a nice hole here. Planting depth should be about 3 inches deeper than the highest root on the plant. So the highest root on this plant is right here. So we're going to go roughly about 3 inches deeper than that point. So my planting depth should be right below where this plant branches out. So I've dug a nice hole. I'm going to stick the plant down the hole, and right now this hole is too deep. We don't want to plant the vines too deep, so I'm going to backfill the hole a little bit. That's about the depth that we need to be. Once we get the dirt filled back in, I always like to come in and pack it down good. That way, if there's any loose dirt, we'll get it settled down. I'm gonna bring a little bit more dirt in here. All right. Now, if your soil is a little dry, or even if your soil is damp, go ahead and water the plant in good. That way, we make sure we get any air pockets to pack down, and we want to make sure the plant's never dry at any stage during the planting process. Once we have the vine in the ground, now it's time to identify the longest runner on each plant. On this plant here, as you can see, there's multiple branches, so we need to find the one longest runner on this vine. On this particular plant here, this vine here is the longest one. Any other branches need to be removed at this point other than the longest vine on the plant. So this runner here will be cut off. This vine here will be cut off. This vine here, and also the low one down here at the bottom. We have one more right here. The reason we prune it down to the one longest vine is, if we only have one vine, all the growth will go to this one vine in the spring of the year. Where if we didn't remove all those other branches, the growth would be shared. So our goal this growing season is to get this vine up to the top of the wire and down the wire the desired distance in each direction. So by eliminating all the other lateral branching and saving only the longest one, all the growth will surge to this one vine to get it up and down the wire quicker. Now we will usually use a cane pole or some string. So we'll place the cane pole in the ground beside the plant. That way the vine has something to climb up to grow up toward the wire. So we place the cane pole in the ground beside the plant. This will give the vine something to climb up to. We've also used our tape gun to come in here and make tape cuts to keep the vine fastened to the bamboo pole. We use the Max Tapner gun to do this. Home gardeners can either purchase a Max Tapner gun, or you could use something like garbage ties or loosely cotton twine or something in that degree. But just remember, we like the Max Tapner because as the diameter of the plant gets larger, it will actually break this tape off. If you're to use garbage ties or cotton twine or string, you'll need to come back in there and remove those, because as the diameter of the plant gets larger, it could cut into the framework of the plant and cause some damage. We also recommend using the Blue X plant shelters. I have one of those here. The plant shelter is a 2-piece construction. We have the hard plastic piece and the outer sleeve. Now to install the Blue X plant shelter, we take the long piece here, the hard plastic, and we're going to roll it up tight in our hand. So we roll it up tight in our hand just like this, and then we take the outer sleeve and the hard plastic piece will slide into the outer sleeve. just like this here. So once the vine is staked and bambooed up, it's time to put the plant shelter on the vine. We simply take the plant shelter, we will slide it over the cane and the plant, and it will sit nice and snug down here at the bottom. Some people would like to come in and add a little dirt, pack a little dirt around the outside of the sleeve just to hold it in place. We recommend the Blue X plant shelters for 3 reasons. The first reason is it gives the plant a mini greenhouse effect. It makes it more humid inside this tube, and it leads to faster plant growth and a lot more growth in the early part of the year. Second reason we recommend the plant shelters is if you're using herbicides the first year, this will eliminate any contact with the plant with Roundup or any herbicide, so we know we're not coming in contact with the plant and not doing any damage there. The third reason I like it is because Muscadine vines love to put out suckers off of the trunk. By having the plant shelter here in place, it will limit the amount of suckering inside the tube, which in return will lead to faster plant growth up the cane pole and to the wire. And lastly, it will help prevent, if you have any rodent issues such as rabbits or things like that, it will make it a lot more difficult for those to come in and do any damage to the trunk of the vine. We put these plant shelters on at planting, and we'll remove them mid-October of the following year. At that time, mid-October, the plant should be up and down the wire, and when the Blue X plant shelter has served its purpose for the year. When you remove the plant shelter, you have to take a pair of scissors and just cut the outside sleeve off and remove it from the plant. So, when you plant your vines, this is how it should look. We got it up, staked up. It's in a good position to be ready to grow and be successful this spring.